When'd you make this? This thing's pretty cool.
I made it a while ago for some nice to learn how to weld on it. And then it became kind of like a weekend party table.
It looks like a party table. It's been partied on. Party on, Rockstar.
Okay, guys. Today on What the Foo. That sounds weird. All right, guys. Look, check this out. We have today on the What the Foo special here. It's a very, I keep telling you guys that every single time I start this thing, I say, I got a very good treat for you. Very, 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 very good treat. This is a very good treat. Some of you guys are gonna look at this. Some of you guys go, what? Look, I'm gonna cover up the name. What is this? What is this? What is this? Is this a this? Is it? Dude, this bike, guys, you guys will not be able to find this. Somebody, if you guys have this bike, please send us a picture because you're not gonna find this. The only way I got this bike, and when I say I got it, it wasn't given to me. It was brought to me to pack up and shipped out back to the original owner, which is the owner, Kink Zach. So what we have right here, guys, is the Kink Empire, the 1998. Now this isn't even a production model. From what we were told, this is the prototype Kink Empire frame. This is one of Kink's first frame. I'm just gonna give Alf just the little moment just to go through all this. Look at this. Look at the features. Then I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna explain this. Look, Alf. I want you to look at that. Spooky's bike. Spooky bikes. Spooky cycles. Some of you guys gonna look at it. Some of you guys go, holy cow. So a lot of you guys don't know, but back in the days, there wasn't as many manufacturers as now. A lot of the American made. There's only a handful, and they made bikes for everybody. And Spooky Cycle over Dave, the owner Spooky Cycle, he made a lot of other people's bike, and Kink was one of them. Let me go through this with you guys. Some of you guys might be looking at this thing where you guys are gonna be like, hey, you know what? This is a VDC. No, it's not a VDC because I can see where you guys are getting that info with the Pierce head tube, the Pierce seat tube right here that's holding the seat stay. And then also, you guys might even recognize the two-hip pork. The two-hip pork also did something similar. And then yours truly, shout out to Keith Trainer, my boy, and his S&M menstrual cycle. Now, if you're asking me for my opinion, which one came first, I believe the VDC came first. Then after that, the two-hip pork. Then the S&M menstrual cycle, and then the Kink Empire with this very, very cool design. Now, why were they doing a design like this? If you guys, VDC, they did it, I think, just purely for aesthetic and being wild, because that's what VDC is known for. They're known for all that craziness. But if you notice, a lot of the frames in the late 90s, early 2000s, they had huge gussets. Huge.
You say gusses. Gusset.
Yeah,
you did.
I'm so used to eating. Guys, I love Gus's chicken so much. Look at that. I even said that because I'm so trained to that now. Gussets. So what Kink did was they went in, they go, you know what? Why don't we step it up a notch and do something creative and pierce the tube to give it that extra strength so it doesn't snap off. Because back then everybody was doing crazy stuff. So that was what was designed. Notice during that time it wasn't integrated yet, so it's still the Preston headset. You got the S&M Pitchforks on here because the S&M Pitchfork was one of the standard in fork, like the best forks. And then after that, a lot of people actually just copied the design and kind of put their own twist on the different shape dropout and all that. Let's move out to here. Look at this. Same thing. Just to strengthen it. It wasn't even about making it where it looks like creative or original. They did all this just for strength, because you think when they weld it here and they stop it, there's a weak spot. So they just figured we'll just pierce it. We'll put the support there. Look at this dropout, guys. I mean, this is kind of like, hey Alf, let's make a frame where it's never gonna have an issue. It's never gonna have any failure rates, never gonna have any flaw. Yeah, let's make everything the biggest possible. Yeah, that dropout, guys. I don't think I've ever seen a dropout bigger than this. This is probably the biggest dropout I've ever seen. You guys agreed? Disagreed? Let me know. But look at this, guys. Notice. Look at the dropout. Look at, it's a 3/8. Believe it or not, guys, the whole 14 dropout thing, it wasn't always like a standard. Because back then, a 14 millimeter dropout, who does that? The standard in the bicycle world has always been the 3/8, or sometime a little bit smaller on the road bikes. But no, they never made anything bigger. I don't know, so maybe one of you guys could educate me on that. When exactly did the 14 mil came out? Who came out with the 14 mil dropout? Not dropout, but axle first. Right? Alf, I can see you thinking. You know, you can't. So somebody chime in. You know,
I remember XS was one of the first brands I ever saw that had an XS hub, and like they just had 14 in the front.
But I don't think they were the first.
Yeah.
I don't think they were the first. So guys, somebody out there, I know we got some fans that knows a lot more than me. So a lot of you guys are always giving me credit. I know some stuff, but I don't know as much. A lot of the guys always DMing at me. Sorry guys, I don't remember your guys' name, but thank you for some of the info. But I need this info, guys. Okay? This old dog can't learn new tricks, all right? You got the Haro Kneesaver. These are original knee savers. So for some of you guys, I think, you know, it's just a like a flatland bar or like a vert riding bar. No, back then, this kind of stuff was the standard. It had the style and it had the strength. The Enduro stem, again, you're gonna see a lot of these old bikes come with S&M parts because S&M did made really good parts back then.
They don't anymore?
They do, but a lot of people have kind of jumped on the bandwagon, use that design, put a little bit of twist on it. So that's why a lot of you guys might think, oh, it's S&M. No, back then there was no choice. Back then there was no choice, and Moeller put out that choice, and so he did good. You got the Peregrine 48 whole rims. This was a standard back then too. It's actually really not that bad shape for how old it is. This is the unsealed version. Still money, guys, still money. These rims right here, the Kink OG pegs. Now, again, this is one of those things. Again, guys, this bike is amazing. There's a lot of history in this. Kink was one of the first company I know that offered a chromoly steel machine, a chromoly machine pegs. If you look inside, you can see where the machining is. They drill it out, and then they heat treat it. So a lot of people, all they did was they had just a raw chromoly or raw steel peg. This one has been machined and then heat treated. So they were lightweight and strong. Definitely a game changer in pegs when it came to the Kink pegs. Over here, Alf. Check out this dinner plate. Some of you guys, some of the old school guys gonna get a hard on. The Kink Sprocket. Great condition. I mean, it's used, but it hasn't been abused yet. These holes right here were made for a removable bash guard. It was a nylon bash guard. They had a full one and they had a part one. The nylon one is very similar to the plastic pedals, so you could grind on and do a Bubica bash guard and all that stuff. The cranks. These are looks like there's an ARIA red line. You know, these cranks are just a mediocre crank. Like I said, this bike's not ours. It was brought to us because we need to ship it out. I guess the person had it didn't have any other crank on there, so we'll just ignore that. Again, the Peregrine 48 holes in the back with a freewheel. During this time, the cassette was not really around. So a lot of people were on freewheel, and hence the big design. So you guys remember in the old video that I was telling you guys, one of the things that you guys might be going, oh man, what the hell? Look, it's protecting the freewheel. So as the technology changed and the cassette got smaller and smaller, the dropout got smaller because there's no more need for something this big. Okay, you guys might be wondering, oh my God, what is this? So this right here, it is not a chain tensioner. Some of you old school might think, but some of the other old school might get no dropout protector. That's how gnarly these guys were going back then. They didn't, back then, I don't know, like smooth never really came to
You had a
mind.
45-pound bike crashing on everything.
It was just, dude, you charge at stuff and you just hit stuff as hard as you can. And yeah, you have, apparently this dropout still wasn't strong enough, so they decided they're gonna beef it up by having dropout protector like that. Seat post, Primo Rod, another old school, pretty hard. This is a cool seat. Back then, a lot of the seats that they did, the 1999 here, the Odyssey one, has the plastic around it, similar to some of the Primo, similar to some of the other design where, because guys are so hard on it, they're ripping their seats. It has the plastic around to protect it, and also the seat, there's a grip down here, you guys notice, because there's also a flatland seat. Kevlar top. You guys can see the bike is kind of like not finished. It has brakes and stuff like that. So apparently, the person that owned this bike was a really good friend of the owner of Kink, and he passed away. So he passed away, and so his girlfriend, wife, I don't know who she is, they want us to repack this and send it back to Kink. So it's kind of like an honor for Zach to allow me to do this on it, and then it kind of like has a little bit of a twist to the story. So the bike's going back home to its creator, to its founder. Let me know what you guys think, guys. But yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about this frame, because this frame wasn't that, they didn't make that many of it. It was rare. Oh, I think if you guys noticed also, I forgot. I'm so used to doing stuff brakeless. The brakes, back then, there's no such thing as brakeless. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Everything is by heavy duty. This is just a cable guide. Look how big it is, But yeah, guys, I mean, comment, see what you guys think. Let me know some cool stories about this. Anybody that have one of these things, send us a message, show us some love. School me on this, guys, please. Hate, subscribe, and don't forget, if you guys are looking for stuff, Epic BMX. Now look, some of you guys are sending us messages, hey, you guys are sorting out this. Sorry, guys, nobody has anything. We're trying to put as much stuff on the site as possible. If you can't find it, give us a call and just be patient about it. But your support is muchly appreciated. Hey guys, anybody local to me want us to do something like this, send it, because I love seeing stuff like this. I love running my mouth off. You guys know I love to talk. Later, guys.